Good morning, Ms. Tabora. How's jail?
¿Inglés?
No,
Ok, so solo. ¿Cómo
buenos
está la
días.
cárcel?
How's jail?
¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo es la cárcel?
Fea.
Good.
Bien.
You now
Usted
have picked
ahora
up another DWI while you're on bond for DWI.
estaba libre bajo
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
razonable.
Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On October 13th, 2024, officers were dispatched in regard to a traffic hazard at West Belfort and Nobility Drive in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, officers met with the defendant, who was observed to be parked on northbound lane with her truck on and in park and asleep at the wheel. When the defendant finally woke up after multiple attempts, the officers observed glassy eyes, constricted pupils, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and swaying, as well as multiple open and closed alcoholic containers in the vehicle, and spilled alcohol in the front portion.
Alcohol in the car while she's driving?
Yes, Your Honor. She was not the only occupant. The defendant admitted to consuming alcohol prior to operating the vehicle. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 2 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8 in the one leg stand.
Paro de una pierna. But not too fast, man,
Yes.
thanks.
2 out of 4.
Dos de cuatro pisos en el paro de una pierna.
DIC was read,
Advertencia se leyó.
and the defendant
Y la
consented to
acusada
breath
dio
test.
consentimiento
The
previo.
results were
Los resultados fueron
.162 and .156.
.156. Thank you.
Is that her? Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case.
Para seguir
What is
con su
that?
caso. ¿Qué es eso?
I don't think she reads English, Your Honor.
Okay.
You want me to ask her if she knows if that's her signature?
Que usted firmó diciendo que no vas a manejar. Sí.
Es mi juramento.
It's my my swearing. My affidavit.
I want to express my deepest disappointment
Molestia más profunda.
and we ordered you not to drive and you promised us you would not drive. And now you picked up another DWI.
Otro caso de manejo ebrio.
Judge, I've already spoken with the state. We're gonna see what we need to work these out.
I don't know if I'm going to take anything today, Marcos.
She has been in custody for 2 days, Your Honor. I understand.
Entiendo.
It screams to me that there are issues, and the last thing I want is to have her go back out there and kill someone. I mean, we have 2 DWIs in rapid succession, .19, and a bunch of alcohol in the car,
I will say, Your Honor,
allegedly.
and I've already spoken with the state about the first one. The first one is not a strong case for the state. She's the one who called 911 because she was assaulted outside of a club. The fire department got there before the officers. They saw her in the passenger seat with a bloody face. And her arm was injured as well. I've already spoke with the state.
I don't remember. All I know that there was enough PC to go forward. There's an affidavit. She promised us she's not going to drive.
I understand. There's also a question on the second one as to whether she was operating or not. There are 3 people in the vehicle. And again, all of this, we're going to try to flush out with the evidence.
Sure.
That's where I was going to try to get her a bond.
I am going to set a bond, but I'm going to tell you now, because she drove in violation of the affidavit, I'm going to make it a high bond.
I understand.
You know, I'm setting both of your bonds at $15,000.
She does have an ISO, Judge.
Tiene
So
orden de
that's why,
detención de inmigración.
in light of that fact,
A luz de ese hecho,
She does have an ISOL.
we just found out this morning, Your Honor.
Now have an immigration
tiene
detainer.
orden de detención de inmigración.
Do you realize what this means?
¿Usted se da cuenta de lo que esto significa?
Who do you have here that depends on you?
Que depende de usted.
Do you have any,
Los hijos.
My two sons.
how old are they?
¿Qué edad tienen ellos?
La niña 2 años va a cumplir el 20 de octubre y mi niño va a cumplir 6 años el 23 de diciembre.
October, my daughter will be 2 years old, and my boy in December will be 6 years old, I believe. 6 años, Jim?
I was going to suggest in the event that you wanted to work something out, that I was wanting to do a TRAS to see how best to go forward. But now with an immigration detainer, that's just,
Migración.
there's no,
Una-
let me ask you this. Do you think that you'll be able to get her an immigration bond? Do you want to try?
She already has an immigration attorney. There may be a chance.
Pueda que haya una oportunidad.
Perhaps,
She's only been in the country 3 years.
Solo está en el país por 3 años.
I don't know.
Was
La
if
realidad
she
sale
were
siendo
to
que-
keep both
que
cases
si ella
open,
mantiene dos casos
pay the
abiertos
bond here,
y paga
and
la
go with
fianza
immigration,
y
the
allá
two
con
open
inmigración,
DWIs,
con dos
I don't
casos
anticipate them
no anticipo
giving
que
her a
ellos
bond
le
at all.
den
She'd be
fianza.
a danger to the community.
Pues pensando que ese es
You guys
We
want
are-
to try or no?
We can always try,
Siempre
but
podemos
she
intentar,
would rather,
pero
she's
ella
not gonna be able to
prefiere
pay those two
no
bonds,
pagar
get an
esas dos
immigration
fianzas,
bond.
una fianza de inmigración.
And I think a lot of the fact that the first DWI is pretty weak,
De hecho, el primer caso
we're gonna
es bastante
resolve
débil.
both cases, dismiss
Vamos a
one, plea
resolver
one,
un caso,
and then have her
desestimar un
sent
caso,
to immigration, and then her
desestimar
immigration
quizá
attorney
con
is gonna
inmigración
try
y que
to
nos
get her
hagan de
bond.
inmigración,
Uh,
traten de buscar
with
Oh, out of a
one.
position. Person then try to get a bond?
declararse
One,
primero,
she's
pues,
over
tratar
there,
de buscar
yes,
fianza una
because
vez
if
que
she
ya
goes
está
over there
ella
with
ya.
two DWI, she's not gonna get a bond.
Porque si va ya con dos casos de manejo,
That's
no
why.
le van a dar fianza, yo entiendo, eso es porque.
One mistake can literally cost you your entire life. And I don't know if you understand or get the gravity of it.
La gravedad.
I hope one day you do.
Ojalá que algún día usted
One simple mistake. Over. Like I said, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause. I'm ordering you, if you get out on one ankle, to put a GPS monitor and not to be out in the middle of the night. You will be given a 9 PM
toque
or 7 PM to 7 AM curfew.
7 de la mañana, toque de queda.
On your other ankle, you will get a SCRAM
Alcoholímetro.
monitor, so I know that you're not consuming
Saber
alcohol.
que usted no esté consumiendo alcohol.
Again, I'm ordering you not to drive. But like we've said, there's an immigration detainer, so the likelihood of you getting out is probably pretty slim. Regardless, I'm gonna set both bonds, or I'll set the new bond at 15,000,
And what, Your Honor?
15,000.
Su caso nuevo,
15,000 even?
PM.
The judge imposed two
Or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
$15,000 bonds
curfew.
along with strict conditions, GPS ankle monitor, SCRAM alcohol
On your
detection,
other
and
ankle,
a
you will
night
get a
curfew.
SCRAM.
These measures highlight
monitor,
the
so I know that you're
seriousness
not
of a
consuming
second
alcohol.
DWI committed while already out
Again,
on
I'm
bond.
ordering you not to
To
drive.
make matters more
But
complicated,
like
an immigration
we've
detainer
said,
is now in
there's an
play,
immigration detainer, so
making
the
release on
likelihood of you
bond
getting out
highly
is probably
unlikely.
pretty slim.
What we
Regardless,
see
I'm gonna
here
set
is
both
the court
bonds.
balancing
Or I'll
public
set the new bond
safety
at 15,000.
against individual
Well, Your
liberty,
Honor,
making it clear that
15,000.
repeated
Yes,
drunk driving
caso
while on
nuevo.
release is one of the fastest ways to lose a judge's trust.
15,000 even?
excuse me.
Yeah, 15,001. And I'm gonna do the other one as well, 15,001 as well. You want to set off a week, 2 weeks? What do you want to do?
Semana.
I don't know if I'm prepared to do something today.
Si estoy preparado para hacer algo en este caso, hágase más
Can I
adelante.
run another court, handle some other stuff,
Puede ir a otro
and then
tribunal y
Of course.
volver
come
a
back,
ver
then I'll talk.
Take your time. I mean,
su tiempo.
I'm never gonna say no.
No voy a decir que no.
I guess we'll talk.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
For sure.
El oficial.
Judge, we have one more.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Woods. Trevion Woods. Mr. Woods, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Remember, make it the cause number for this.
2533 007.
Okay. Officers observed the defendant walking in the middle of the street when a sidewalk was available next to him. And the officers asked the defendant for his Texas driver's license.
Again,
Yes, Your Honor.
jaywalking,
Yes, Your Honor.
again,
The officers discovered a warrant out for the defendant's arrest out of McLennan County for aggravated sexual assault of a child. And the officers detained the defendant and discovered a gun and 6 grams of marijuana.
hold on. So what, walking while,
It was walking in the middle of the
while
street.
black again? Again, jaywalking? Where?
Let me read the officer report.
It sounds like you were detained pursuant to the warrant.
They didn't know that. I mean, it just, unless the officer knew him, I mean.
Yes, Your Honor. The DIMS just says the officer observed the defendant not walking or walking in the middle of the street.
So, dude, you gotta be careful in this life, man. You know, just do the right thing. It's not hard, man. All right, I'm gonna find no probable cause, Mr. Woods. You gotta be careful, man, you know? So is he on bond currently for the other case now as well, or no? You know what? Doesn't even matter. Just be careful in this life. You have but one life. How old are you? You're 24. What are you doing now? Working, school? Good. Get your education. The more you educate yourself, the higher you're gonna rise up in life. It correlates with money too. The higher education you got, more money you're gonna make in life, the better you are off. That's the rub. That's what you.
Despite the discovery of marijuana, a firearm, and even a warrant, the court dismissed the matter due to lack of probable cause. Everything hinged on the very first step, the legality of the stop itself. Officers claimed jaywalking, but the evidence provided didn't clearly justify escalation. Without a strong foundation, even serious charges collapse. This ruling underscores how critical constitutional safeguards are. If law enforcement fails to establish the legality of the initial encounter, the evidence that follows cannot stand, no matter how damaging it appears.
Gotta do. All right? Okay, man. Hang tight for me, okay? Please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi.
I am approaching on Ronald Smith.
Okay.
And so,
Oh, great.
Yes.
So I don't know why we had you not signed on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I know I was talking to my client. So I had submitted I don't want you to think it was last minute. The motion to sub was submitted in, okay. Yeah, in the PTI packet that it wasn't submitted last minute either. That was done last month with the previous sheet. Okay.
Okay, don't worry.
Just wanted to make sure.
How long do you want?
Just till the 30th. He's supposed to finish his anger management class on the 25th. And so if we could just do the reset to the 30th, that works.
Okay with
for us. Okay.
He doesn't have it done, but he's gotta be here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're okay. Ms. Sexton, Mr. Smith wants to talk with you. Do you want to talk with me?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh. Hi, Mr. Smith. How are you?
I just wanted to apologize for my banter towards you this whole time.
You don't have to. I love the tenacity. I love the chutzpah, which you will, but channel that in a great way. Because if you do, the sky's the limit. Really.
This would have been over and done had I just came and approached you in a correct way instead of just being angry.
You know, let me tell you a story. I got pulled over a while back. The officer came to me. He was so aggressive. Why did you run that red light? What's wrong with you? So I said, you know what? I know I stopped. I swear I stopped. But the officer came at me like crazy and I said, you know, I'm sorry. I was an idiot. Just, I'll do better next time. You know what he did? He let me go. So sometimes when you tuck your tail, you get more. You get more with honey than you do with vinegar, right? And it's always when you're with a person in power, especially with a person that has the power of arrest, you buck up to them, it's over. You're always going to lose. Just, that's what you do. It's called maturity as well, you know?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Smith. Ready?
We have Rudy Ochoa here.
Mr. Ochoa, come up.
Council for reset?
Mr. Ochoa, you're on bond for DWI. You've not picked up a new case. You picked up an interference with the duties of public. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 11th, 2024, officers responded to a call regarding sexual assault of a juvenile at an apartment in Harris County, Texas. Officers made contact with a family member and went upstairs to detain the defendant for investigation. The defendant refused to cooperate with verbal commands, tried to take control of the situation, tried to stall officers, and stated he did not need to be detained because he did not do anything. The officer physically escorted the defendant out the front door, during which the defendant argued with other family members, refused to cooperate, and actively pulled away from the officer.
So what was the result of the investigation? What happened? Was he the suspect in sexual assault?
Your Honor, let me read the DIMS. I don't believe we have that
Do you know?
information.
I asked before I approached and there was nothing in the notes.
There's no other information. They
And
were just
he-
investigating the
Did he
reported sexual.
cooperate? Obviously, when they had him in cuffs, he went and answered whatever question.
Obviously not.
He was pulling away,
You're
Your Honor.
saying,
No, after he was already, whatever they needed a question.
I asked you one thing, actually two things. You've not picked up a new case. Mr. Ochoa, I'm sorry, but I'm going to revoke your bond. Goes with you. I will keep the first bond it is. He's on bond on that first case. I'm just going to revoke the old one and I'll put it at 5,002.
Okay.
And then I guess just talk to me in a day or so if he's not able to make bond and I won't,
Yes, Judge.
okay,
And then for the DWI, that I guess we're still waiting for station videos.
okay. So he will auto-populate on tomorrow's docket.
Okay.
So if you want a different date, we can give you a different date, or if he bonds out, which I'm assuming he's going to, they're going to give him a 7-day setting. And if he's unable to bond out, just come talk to me tomorrow and then we can work
Council
something.
for reset?
If he does bond out, he's going to get a 7-day setting and then let Victoria know, and then you guys can have whatever date.
Okay. Thank you,
I'm not
Judge.
going to modify any of the conditions. We'll just stay as is.
In Rudy's case, the outcome was bond revocation after being arrested for interference with public duties while still on bond for DWI. The judge's patience wore thin. Non-compliance during a sensitive investigation combined with a prior DWI signaled too great a risk to the community. The court emphasized that failing to follow lawful commands and creating disruption not only adds charges but destroys credibility. Once bond is revoked, defendants face immediate custody, higher financial hurdles, and an uphill battle in future hearings. Compliance today often determines freedom tomorrow.
Okay.
And Judge, you're revoking that.
Janine,
Yes, sir, have a plea, Judge. We're gonna plea Mr. Walter Moses, Your Honor. We're proceeding on the assault of a family member case under cause number 2510200, Your Honor. And the state upon completion of the plea will dismiss cause number 2510615.
good morning, Mr. Moses. How are you?
Good.
Shh. Why does this keep happening? This is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it's the 6th time you've picked up a kind of case where it's a violent case. Actually, 7. It keeps happening. Why? Why so much anger? Do you take any medication?
Yes, sir.
Do you stop taking the medication?
No, sir.
How do you get your medication when you're out there in the free world? When you picked up these two cases, had you stopped taking the medication? You were still taking it?
I actually finished up.
Meaning, so you finished, you didn't have any more.
Still gonna pick it up.
Council for reset?
We had him TRAS. TRAS said mental health caseload, or what did they say? And that's what we're doing, right? Okay. What are the other alternatives that we have?
They want to do the mental health case, IOP, thank you for a change, and then they're gonna help them with the counseling.
And they'll report, twice a month. So that's how they make sure that you.
What about paying for IOP and all that?
If it qualifies to be the top funded one, because it he'll be responsible.
I mean, how do we make sure that he qualifies? Because I don't, Mr. Moses, do you work when you go out? When you're out of jail, do you work? Who do you live
Sorry,
with?
no,
Yes, sir.
sir, you on.
It's okay, Mr. D. Who do you live with? And when you leave here now, are you going to be able to stay with mom?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that for?
I don't know that for a fact you on.
Before you were in jail, who were you living with?
Yeah.
Council for reset?
One of the things that you're going to have to do is an intensive outpatient treatment. The problem is that it's expensive. It's not cheap. It's around $500 to $600 to do that. And I don't know if that's something that you have to be able to pay for. If not, I want to try to get you to, I want to see if we can pay for it. How do we?
I'll do an indigency form with him, and then he'll be placed on the wait list if he qualifies. He's on probation, or he'll be on probation.
If this fails, what else do we have at our disposal?
If this goes and he starts violating, then they'll place him in there. That's how it is.
So I want you to understand, Mr. Moses, that we want this to work for you. But you also have to want it to work. If you do something to violate this agreement, you don't do your treatment, you don't stay up on your probation, if you just leave, one of the options is putting you in a residential facility. Do you understand what that means? That means that you will be in, it's not in the actual jail, it's at another facility, right? It's at a lockdown facility that you will not be able to leave, and then you'll be getting treatment. We are trying to do it this way so that you can try to do this while you're out there in the free world doing this by yourself. But if you're not able to, we're going to have to take other measures. Can you get this done?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what's required for you to successfully finish?
Yes, sir.
What do you have to do? Yes. What programs do you have to do? Do you know? You have to do anger management class, right? It's a,
Thank you for a change.
okay, so you have to do a thinking for a change, which is a class where you teaches you how to think when you're in a bad situation. You also have to do outpatient treatment so that we know that you're actually speaking to people, working through any kind of anger issues that you may have.
Yes, sir.
And substance abuse.
And substance abuse. No drugs, no alcohol. You cannot use any illegal drugs, including marijuana. No marijuana, no illegal drugs, and no alcohol. They're going to test you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you complete this successfully, you do not end up with a conviction. But you need to understand that there's still,
He will be a convicted judge, it's straight probation.
oh, it is straight.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Oh, I thought it was a
They told me
deferred.
because he had the state jail conviction up in felony court and the numerous of cases that he had that were assaultive in nature, that they were not willing to offer him.
Okay. This assault, it's going on your record. There's what's called an affirmative finding of family violence. If you pick up another case like this, you will be facing a third-degree felony. Minimum 2 years in a prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison if you ever pick up another assault like this again. Do you understand? That's years in prison, not days like you are here. Years. You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, so no guns, no ammunitions as well. I'm sorry, it's no weapons, right? No weapons. Weapons is a very loose term. If you have any questions about what a weapon is, you have to talk to a lawyer, but be very, very careful. You understand? You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you cannot change your mind. You must complete this, and it's a 2-year probation. You understand? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 1 year in jail. However, I will probate that for 2 years. You've already done it, TRAS, so we don't need to do that, but intensive outpatient treatment, thinking for a change, and the mental health caseload. If you ever have a problem, come back to us here. We can help you if you come here. But if you just leave and don't do anything, that's the worst thing that can happen. Don't leave. Come back. Good things will happen if you come back. Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions? Good luck, Mr. Moses. I hope that you can make it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No. He's banned. Yes, hold on, Mr. D, I forgot something. Hold on, I forgot. Hey, I don't think he's gonna have anything to pay for anything, so we need, like, we gotta get him. Okay, I have to have you sign one more document that you need to understand, Mr. Moses, that you are now ineligible, meaning that you cannot have a firearm or ammunition. I'm going to read this to you so you understand this, okay? A firearm means any device designated, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using an energy generated by an explosion or burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. If you now possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have any questions about how long you will be ineligible, you must talk to a lawyer and they should be able to contact you and consult you about that. I need you to sign this so you understand that you cannot have any more weapons, okay? Okay, all right.
Walter Moses received 2 years of straight probation with mandatory anger management, outpatient treatment, and the Thinking for a Change program. But the deeper consequence is the permanent family violence finding attached to his record. This bans him from ever owning weapons and exposes him to felony-level penalties if he reoffends, meaning a future family assault could carry a 10-year prison term. The judge warned him that probation offers structure and resources, but violation could mean locked residential treatment or worse, prison. This is a pivotal crossroads in his life,